today. From Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's Week 1 of the NFL on EA Sports. Teddy Bridgewater and the Carolina Panthers taking on Derek Carr and the Las Vegas Raiders.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Just a few moments ago, this building was shaking as the Carolina Panthers emerged from the tunnel here in Charlotte. They are ready to go as the Panthers are set to match up with the Las Vegas Raiders. With my good friend Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we have arrived at another new season. Had a little more pep in my step this morning. I know you did as well. Here we go.
Yeah, when you went out for your 5-mile jog, you were flying. You did it in record time because you were psyched up about this game. But let's be frank about it. No more radio shows, no more podcasts, no more just predicting what's going to happen. Now we get to see it on the field.
The Panthers take over first.
Well, here we go. The Cam Newton era in Carolina officially over. And in comes their new quarterback. Signed from New Orleans in the offseason. First start for Teddy Bridgewater.
All right, let me blink a few times and shake my head because that's not number one trotting out on the field for the Carolina Panthers. That's Teddy Bridgewater for the first time since 2015. Teddy Bridgewater is a starting quarterback in a season opener in the NFL, now with the Carolina Panthers, and was 5-0 last year as a replacement quarterback with the New Orleans Saints.
And he'll get this one up to the 26. It was Maurice Hurst who got him down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
2nd and 8.
Out of the gun, Bridgewater. And he's got it complete to Anderson. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 3.
To throw is Bridgewater. Oh, he'll take a shot from McCaffrey down. And got his man complete. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A big 3rd down play there for the Panthers. 41 yards. All right, Charles, let me put you in the head of one of those defenders out there. You have a big play like that go against you so early. What, does that shake your confidence?
It shouldn't, but it often does because your thought process all during the week is how you're going to get after that offense and make your plays. And when they make one against you, it makes you a little bit hesitant.
Time to regroup. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. To throw again on 2nd down. Bridgewater under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Maurice Hurst busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Third and long now after the sack, and we'll see if Bridgewater has a response. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Touchdown, Carolina! Chris Manhertz, 36 yards. And the Panthers are going to take a first-quarter lead. Excellent start there. First drive of the season, big-time success, putting it in the end zone.
And remember, that was done without any real map of how to do it. In other words, the deeper you get into the season, you got game film to work off of, tendencies to work off of. The first drive of the season, things can be entirely different than what you've seen in the past. It's a really good job of execution by them.
And this will be good to give the Panthers a 7-0 lead. A drive that time of 6 plays. And Carolina scores to cap it off. The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. So the silver and black go on offense for the first time as the Las Vegas Raiders. And they're led out by a familiar face. Their starter for the last 6 seasons, beginning year number 7, Derek Carr.
And we remember plenty of chatter in the offseason about whether Derek Carr would still be the man after the Raiders moved to Las Vegas. Marcus Mariota was brought in, but he's been brought in for competition and to be a backup, not to be their starter. The Raiders have told us Derek Carr is their guy. I think they've proven it by starting him here on opening day.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Shotgun now for Carr. Throw right side, going to be caught by Waller. And he'll be taken down by the face mask, it appeared. And yes, out come the flags.
Defense.
So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
On 2nd down, it's Jacobs. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now they'll throw with Carr. Quick hitter here, it's complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Darren Waller.
Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
And he's going to get this pretty close to a 1st down. Stopped at the Panthers' 26. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. On 1st down, they go with Jacobs again. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
The tackle by Brian.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain. So you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
7 yards there and a 1st down.
Raider 1st down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection if you miss. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders.
Carrier.
A 15-yard touchdown run. And the Raiders, they're within an extra point of tying this thing up. Great call to hand that one off, and his running back did the rest.
Someone read their keys correctly, and on the defensive side of the ball, they certainly did not, because they really essentially were just going to swarm the quarterback. They kind of guessed themselves out of the play, and guess who benefited? The guy with the football.
Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Josh Jacobs.
Daniel Carlson to kick off for the Raiders.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
23-yard line.
The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here.
That's the reason we ball for. Circle round twice for the encore. If you know, you know.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. From the gun, Bridgewater. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And the Raiders pick it up. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here slow to get up. Boy, not what you want to see in quarter 1 of the new year. We'll be back. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
I thought when Josh Jacobs was coming out of the University of Alabama, he was an absolutely perfect fit for John Gruden's offense with the Raiders. And it turned out, in this case, I was absolutely right. Led the NFL rookies in rushing a year ago, 1,150 yards. In fact, the only rookie to top the 1,000-yard barrier. And this kid is a workhorse who can carry the football in any situation and catch it out of the backfield.
Carr now on 1st down. This complete left side to Aguilar. And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Here's Jacobs. And the Raiders are going to have a 1st and goal forthcoming as he takes this down to about the 5-yard line. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Now Carr. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
From the 5-yard line.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders.
To Nelson
Aguilar. There to make the grab. And the Raiders have taken the lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Carlson on for the PAT. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders.
Daniel Carlson to kick off for Las Vegas.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Carolina getting set to take the field. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Bridgewater. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. 7 yards on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a 3rd down.
A 2nd down completion got him 7. Now here's 3rd and 3. Bridgewater. Found his target. It's Anderson. And he is going to have the Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12.
Catch there by Robbie Anderson, and we all know he's got the speed to get behind any defense. What I think is underrated about his game is his toughness and his belief in self. Robbie Anderson was an undrafted free agent who's turned into a big-time player in the NFL, and now landing in Carolina reunites him with his college coach, Matt Rule, when they were together at Temple.
Bridgewater on first down. He's going to air one out for Anderson. It's caught inside the 25. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 36 yards on the play.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
And again, it's Bridgewater. And that's going to be incomplete. He was trying to go back to Moore there. And it's 3rd and 4.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
And that is incomplete.
Bridgewater's pass intended for Robbie Anderson.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
Joey Sly on now for the Panthers. From the right hash, this from 33. And this one is right through. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10.
Panthers 10.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Got his man, that's Tyrell Williams. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Nice catch up by Tyrell Williams, who got off to a hot start. Heck, I'd call it a blazing start in 2019, scoring a touchdown each of his first 5 games. And he has history as a big-time receiver as well. 1,000 yards receiving for the Chargers back in 2016.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Jacobs now. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. They're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
Now a carry for Jacobs. And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4.
Again, the ball carrier.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle, feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And Waller taking it in over the middle. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Boy, not what you want to see in quarter 1 of the new year. We'll be back. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
Ball carrier.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And here he'll get it down to the 7.
Jacobs again, the ball carrier.
And it is still early, just the first quarter. But you start prorating the numbers, and we might be in for some history. I mean, that last run puts him over 100 yards already, and we've still got 3 quarters to go.
They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. This will be caught at about the 5. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders.
Touchdown, Raiders.
A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Raiders add on to their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
It's good, and it's 21-10. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it ends with a Las Vegas touchdown.
Daniel Carlson to kick off for the Raiders.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Well, the Panthers coming out now. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
We're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. And this is going to be a Panthers first down as he's able to get this up to the 37-yard line.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
First down, Bridgewater. And incomplete.
Bridgewater's pass incomplete. Intended for Chris Manhertz. It leads to 2nd and 10.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. A 2nd down throw for Bridgewater. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get that one into the hands of Christian McCaffrey. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
3rd down and 10 yards to go.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Bridgewater winds up and lets it go for Samuel. And that will fall incomplete. Oh, they took a shot there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. Second quarter now from Charlotte, and it's the Panthers with the football. And they'll come up looking to keep this drive moving. So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. Time again to see Josh Jacobs and this Vegas offense operate. And with the day he's having, as we look at some of these highlights, maybe he wants to duplicate this pregame meal next week.
Whatever it is, guaranteed he will ask for the exact same thing each and every week as long as he continues to run like that. Sometimes it's that simple, partner.
Yeah. You know how superstitious these guys can be.
There's no doubt, right? If you put your left sock on first and you have this kind of game, you'll keep doing it. In this case, let's investigate that pregame meal. We might need some of that.
Yeah, right. It's working. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
Offense.
That's going to set him back 5 yards.
Still first down.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. They run it with Jacobs. They get 1 yard back there to make it 2nd and 14.
Dante Jackson.
Well, obviously, they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead, now they're dealing with 2nd and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. This to Jacobs on the toss right. Fighting his way through contact. And he's got room. And now off to the races down the right side. And he's going to get this deep on a Carolina side of the field. It's a big play there for Vegas. 61 yards. But look at that. I'd say somebody's already in mid-season form here in game number 1.
Doesn't need a whole lot of carries in the preseason, does he? He needs to get the ball when it counts. And when it does, he makes it count.
This offense continues to be a hot knife through butter. 3 drives, 3 scores, and knocking on the door again. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. 3rd touchdown pass now for Derek Carr. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor, in effect.
Carlson now to add the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders.
Daniel Carlson to kick off for Las Vegas.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Christian. This one a victory for the Las Vegas Raiders. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to. Isn't it nice to get a really good game right out of the gate? Preseason behind us. All these games count now, don't they?
Yeah, this is the exciting time with just 1 week gone and plenty of weeks to come. So for Las Vegas, hey, you get a win, you get it on the road. You can't ask for much more than that to start the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for Carolina, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA.